Derek checked his bank account at 2 a.m. 6 figures sitting there. He should have felt successful. He felt empty. The promotion he'd worked 5 years to get. The salary he dreamed about since college. The corner office with the view. He had everything he thought would make him happy. And he'd never been more miserable in his life. He couldn't sleep. Couldn't remember the last time he genuinely laughed. Couldn't recall what excited him anymore. Just numb. Until a conversation with the building's janitor at 3 in the morning changed how he saw everything. Derek was 32 and living the dream. At least that's what everyone told him. Senior manager at a tech company. Base salary of $120,000. Bonuses. Stock options. Benefits. His parents were proud. His college friends were jealous. His LinkedIn profile looked impressive. But Derek would sit in his expensive apartment after 14-hour workdays and feel nothing. Just exhaustion and emptiness. The money was good. The work was soul-crushing. Endless meetings about nothing. Politics and presentations. Pleasing executives who didn't know his name. Hitting targets that reset every quarter. Building products he didn't care about for a company that saw him as a replaceable resource. He told himself it was worth it. The salary justified the misery. That's what adults do. Suffer for money. His girlfriend left him 6 months earlier. Said he was never present. Even when they were together, he was checking emails. Thinking about work. Stressed about deadlines. She wanted a partner. He was a shell of a person pretending to function. She left. He barely reacted. Didn't have the energy to fight for the relationship. Didn't have the energy for anything except work. His friends stopped inviting him out. He'd cancel plans last minute. Too tired. Too much work. Too stressed. Eventually they stopped asking. He told himself he didn't have time for social life anyway. Successful people sacrifice. That's what he'd been taught. Work hard now, enjoy life later. Later never came. Just more work. More stress. More money in an account he never had time to spend. His health was declining. Gained 30 pounds. Stopped exercising years ago. Lived on takeout and coffee. Slept 4 hours a night. Woke up exhausted. Went to bed exhausted. The exhaustion was constant. His doctor warned him about his blood pressure. Told him to reduce stress. Derek nodded and went back to his 14-hour days. The irony wasn't lost on him. Making money to afford healthcare for the health problems caused by making money. 3 a.m. on a Thursday, Derek was still at the office. Everyone else had gone home hours ago. He was finishing a presentation for a meeting that probably didn't matter. That's when he met Robert, the night janitor. Mid-60s. Cleaning the office floor. Whistling while he worked. Actually whistling. Derek couldn't remember the last time he'd heard someone whistle. Robert noticed Derek. "You're here late." Derek barely looked up. "Yeah. Big presentation tomorrow." Robert kept cleaning. "You here late a lot?" Derek sighed. "Every night." Robert stopped. Looked at Derek. "That doesn't sound like a good life." The comment irritated Derek. Easy for a janitor to judge. He didn't understand corporate pressure. Didn't understand ambition. Derek said something he immediately regretted. "Well, some of us have careers." Robert smiled. Didn't seem offended. "I have a career. I clean buildings. Been doing it 30 years. Love it." Derek couldn't hide his disbelief. "You love being a janitor?" Robert nodded. "I do. Finish work at midnight. Go home to my wife. Sleep 8 hours. Wake up, have breakfast with her. Spend my afternoons however I want. Garden. Read. See my grandkids. Make enough money for our needs. Nobody emails me at 2 a.m. Nobody stresses me out. I'm happy." The word happy hung in the air. Derek couldn't remember the last time he used that word about himself. Robert continued. "You make more money than me. That's clear. But you're here at 3 in the morning looking miserable. I'm here at 3 in the morning whistling. So who's really winning?" That question destroyed Derek. He had no answer. His entire life was built on the assumption that money and titles equal success. That sacrifice now means happiness later. That more is always better. But sitting there at 3 a.m. in his expensive suit, in his corner office, with his impressive salary, he realized something. He'd traded his entire life for money he didn't enjoy. For a title that meant nothing to him. For a career that was slowly killing him. Robert finished cleaning Derek's area. Before leaving, he said one more thing. You know what I figured out? There's no prize for being the richest guy in the graveyard. You can't take the money with you. But you can take the memories. The relationships. The life you actually lived. I've got 40 years of good memories. Good mornings with my wife. Watching my kids grow up. Teaching my grandkids to fish. What memories are you making here at 3 a.m.? Robert left. Derek sat there for an hour. Couldn't finish the presentation. Couldn't stop thinking about Robert's question. What memories was he making? The answer was clear. None. He was making money. Not memories. His life was happening and he wasn't in it. He was just working. Endlessly working. For what? Derek went home that night and couldn't sleep. Not because of work stress. Because something had cracked open. The realization that he'd been chasing the wrong thing for a decade. He'd optimized for salary and status. Not for happiness. Not for health. Not for relationships. Not for life. Just money. And the money hadn't made him happy. Not even close. Friday morning, Derek called in sick. First sick day in 3 years. Spent the day thinking. Really thinking. About what he actually wanted. Not what he was supposed to want. What actually mattered to him. The answer wasn't a corner office or a 6-figure salary. It was peace, time, energy, connection. Things he'd sacrificed completely. Monday morning, Derek requested a meeting with his boss. Asked to step down from senior management. Move to a regular role. Fewer hours. Less stress. Significant pay cut. His boss thought he was crazy. His colleagues thought he was throwing away his career. His parents didn't understand. But Derek didn't care. He'd been living for everyone else's definition of success. Time to live for his own. The pay cut was substantial. $120,000 down to $75,000. But the hours dropped from 70 a week to 40. The stress disappeared almost immediately. No more 3 a.m. emails. No more weekend work. No more presentations that kept him up at night. Just a job. A job that paid the bills but didn't consume his life. With the extra time, Derek started living again. Joined a gym. Lost the 30 pounds. Started sleeping 8 hours. His health improved dramatically. Blood pressure normalized. Energy returned. He felt like himself for the first time in years. He reached out to old friends. Rebuilt connections he'd neglected. Started showing up for things. Game nights. Dinners. Conversations that weren't about work. Real friendships came back. He'd forgotten how good it felt to laugh. To be present. To care about something other than quarterly targets. He started dating again. Met someone who actually knew him. Not the stressed, exhausted version. The real version. Built a relationship based on presence, not convenience. For the first time, he had the energy to be a good partner. A year after that conversation with Robert, Derek ran into him again. Same building. 3 a.m. But this time Derek wasn't working. He was leaving a concert that ran late, cutting through his old office building. Robert was cleaning. Still whistling. They talked for 20 minutes. Derek thanked him. That conversation changed my life. Robert smiled. I didn't do anything. Just asked you a question you already knew the answer to. Derek is 34 now. Makes $75,000. Works 40 hours a week. Has energy for life outside work. Healthy. Happy. Connected. He looks back at the guy making $120,000 and sees someone who had everything except what mattered. The money was nice. The life was terrible. Now the money is less, but the life is actually worth living. Here's what Derek learned from Robert the janitor. Success isn't about how much you make. It's about how you live. You can have all the money and still have nothing. Or you can have enough money and everything that matters. Health, time, relationships, peace, joy. The things money can't buy but that careers often steal. Your job will never love you back. You can sacrifice everything for your career and it won't matter. The company will replace you. The promotion will lose its shine. The salary will never be enough. You'll keep chasing more while your life passes you by. Robert understood something Derek didn't. Enough is enough. You don't need to maximize income. You need to maximize life. There's no prize for being the most successful corpse. When you're 80 looking back, you won't wish you'd worked more. You'll wish you'd lived more, loved more, experienced more, been present more. The memories matter, not the money. If you're miserable in your successful career, you're not successful. You're just miserable with money. Real success is waking up and not dreading your day. Having energy for the people you love. Doing work that doesn't destroy you. Making enough money without selling your entire life for it. That's success. Everything else is just expensive misery. Ask yourself Robert's question. What memories are you making? If the answer is none because you're always working, something needs to change. Not someday. Now. You're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised next year. You have today. This life. This one chance. Don't waste it chasing money that won't make you happy. Derek makes $45,000 less than he used to. Lives a life worth 10 times more. That's the trade. That's what Robert understood. That's what Derek finally learned. Money is a tool, not a goal. Life is the goal. And you can't buy life. You can only live it. Stop sacrificing everything for a career that won't remember you. Find enough. Then find life. That's the lesson. That's what a janitor whistling at 3 a.m. taught a miserable executive making 6 figures. Happiness isn't in the bank account. It's in how you spend your time. Choose wisely.